Okay guys, this is my first React video ever. I've never really done React videos. I want to try to learn how to do them and stuff and start posting them. But we're reacting to how jynxzi became famous and stuff. And I just really wanted to react to this. I saw this a long time ago and I never actually watched it. And I knew it was a good video, so this is who it's from. This dude's amazing. I've seen his videos here and there. Amazing YouTuber. He does so good on his videos. I've never reacted to this video. I'd love to see it. Sarah and I want to become a streamer, but I do know there's some repercussions.
This was the exact moment jynxzi became the most subscribed streamer on Twitch.
Now listen, if you don't know who he is, you better find out why he's so popular, man.
It seemed like jynxzi came out of nowhere. Like he snapped his fingers and all of a sudden, he was the new king of Twitch. For most people, this is a dream come true. To wake up, play video games, and get stupid rich.
I do social media, right? But I would never want to be on the top. Being on the top is a curse.
I gotta be real though, my favorite person to watch do reacts is probably Joe Barlowski. I gotta be real. I just think he's amazing of a YouTuber to watch do reacts. Really cool, good person. You can generally see that he's a really good person and everything. Love watching him.
But what we don't see in this moment is what it took to get here. Because success like this doesn't come free. It comes with a cost. And for jynxzi, that cost was higher than most people could ever imagine.
639 hours streamed to an average viewership of 2. That's jynxzi, man.
While his friends were out living their college years, jynxzi was alone, night after night.
See, I know how painful that really is to try to stream. When I was younger, I probably streamed for about a year. Or close to like around the same amount of hours. Like I used to stream like 3 or 4 hours a day at some point. But I ended up, my most viewers I think was 3 ever throughout a long time of streaming. It was throughout 2 years. I streamed almost every day, and I somehow only was able to manage to get like 3 viewers tops, and it was just so hard. I used to do it on an office PC, by the way, because back then games used to be so easy to run that I could stream off an office PC at like decent quality. Well, not really even decent quality. It looked like 720p. It was not the best, but honestly, the PC ran it decent enough to where I could stream. So I used to stream on it, but dude, I played so many hours and never really got many views. So I wanted people to come in because I just feel like, oh, this just sucks. Like, I don't care about the money fully. Like, as long as someone's there watching me, like if I get multiple people there and they're actually writing, it's kind of nice to just be able to talk back and forth between chat. So yeah, it just kind of sucked because you just don't have viewers. It makes you like, I don't want to do this anymore. That's why he's probably so well known. He never quit. He kept going.
Sitting in front of a camera, streaming to almost no one.
Because it's not about the hours that they know about. It's about what you do in the dark room when it's you and your thoughts.
For years, his reality was numbers so low they didn't even register. 5 viewers, 10 viewers. It was a dream no one else could see.
Every great thing that you will ever achieve is brick by brick, day by day, night by night.
But the real question is, what exactly did he give up to reach number 1? Nicholas Stewart, or as we know him today as jynxzi, was born on September 26, 2001 in Odessa, Florida. Growing up, he wasn't chasing streamer awards. His first love was actually soccer. He played competitively for a local team.
Where does he get all these videos from? Like, he must have did a crazy deep dive to find everything to make a really good video. This is what I said about this dude. He's amazing at what he does.
Team called Everton FC in Florida.
This is something I can
And
really
for a
dream
while,
of,
that was his entire
making
world
videos
outside of
this
school. As the mid-2010s rolled around, soccer wasn't his only obsession anymore. Like countless teenagers, he was sinking deeper into the world of video games. It started with the mobile game Clash Royale. Nick grinded his way up the ranks, even competing at the semi-pro level under the name It's Nova Nick. And by his junior year, the focus had once again shifted. He wanted...
I didn't know he started out on Clash Royale. I did not know that. That's new to me.
Straight. So he created a new account, called it I Sweat Games. And for the first time, he hit go live on Twitch.
Hi, what's up, guys? Just went live 5 seconds ago.
And the timing of this move was perfect, because 2018 was the year live streaming exploded into the mainstream. Fortnite was everywhere, pulling in millions of players and casual viewers. Streamers like Ninja, Tfue, and Daquan were becoming household names.
Ninja.
Ninja's
That's funny. it exploded, and then like a year later is when I started streaming. I was streaming Warzone 1, I think, at the time, or something like that. I know at some point back then, like was it that year? No, it might have been 2021 actually, where I started streaming. It might be a year and a half later, but I just know I started streaming, and my streams were always on Warzone 1. I just loved the game back then. I mean, who couldn't? It was the best game ever. And then obviously Call of Duty, being greedy to get people in the new game and spend money, had to delete it, which was depressing. And now the game just ain't playable. But back then's when I didn't start as far back as some people. I wish I did, because I would have got lucky enough to, hopefully, with how many hours I've been, maybe I could have been lucky enough to blow up. But I didn't start streaming back then. I also don't know if I want to be famous for streaming. I think I'd rather be famous more or less on YouTube, because I can sit here and actually edit the videos and make them nice. I haven't done that yet, but I would love to in the future.
Collabs with Drake, Travis Scott, and Juju Smith-Schuster made headlines outside of the gaming world, putting Twitch in front of audiences who had never watched a live stream before. And that sudden
Even
surge
Drake?
of
I
attention
forgot
created
about
space for
that.
new creators to break through. Now, I Sweat Games was short-lived. Nick dropped that username and started fresh as jynxzi, but starting then gave him a chance to grow with the platform. He just had to follow the usual playbook.
Do you go to school? I graduated high school last year, bro. I'm pursuing a career and becoming a full-time Twitch streamer and YouTuber.
To become a top 1% streamer on Twitch, you really had to chase the biggest titles. And at that time, that game was Fortnite.
It's called Fortnite. It's free.
To build an audience, you had to be the first to start streaming when a new season rolled out. You had to be the first to show the viewers what was new. Be the first to find the bugs, the Easter eggs, to play the games in ways in the
Tfue, bro. Oh my god, all the stuff he found. And we got Laser Beam. Dude. No one had a better prime than Laser Beam when it came to streaming Fortnite, dude. Oh, I remember sitting there every day, and I feel like half the reason I was excited to get home was just to see Laser Beam's new video, dude.
no one else was. And that's how you'd stand out.
Yo, we need that, my man. Hold on, chat. We need that.
But first, a quick word from our
Daquan was
sponsor.
also
My
quite
mornings
good,
usually
though.
start in the gym, and from there, the day quickly turns into emails, scripts, and editing. And the one thing that I never seem to have enough time for is making a meal that actually fits my health goals. That's why I was excited for 1 year. Thanks again to Factor for sponsoring today's video, and let's get back to it. But when jynxzi was faced with this playbook, he ignored it. Instead, he went all in.
I think when I move into my own house, I might honestly, that thing you just said about Factor, wherever they are, where they send you like really healthy meals, I might do that. I feel like it'd be way easier instead of sitting there planning healthy meals.
on Rainbow Six Siege.
Dude, Siege is the greatest game on planet Earth.
Siege at the time was practically on life support. I mean, Rainbow Six was barely scraping past 80,000 average viewers on a good month. And when you compare it to Fortnite's 78.3 million active users each month, it becomes pretty clear. Siege was the wrong game to bet on.
Imagine not playing Rainbow Six Siege.
And yet, jynxzi stuck with it, because even with all its flaws, Siege was different. Its unique destruction mechanics and tactical gameplay forced players to think, adapt, and strategize in ways that no other mainstream game did. But choosing such an unpopular game came at a price.
I'm 19.
You know what I'm happy about? I was so sad because when I actually started getting into watching jynxzi, it was a couple months ago when he stopped playing Clash Royale. I started getting into watch him, and well, not Clash Royale. I started getting into watching him, and then he started playing Clash Royale. I'm like, I'm not watching this. I just don't know why. I don't like watching Clash Royale. It's not as fun as watching him play Siege, because I love first-person action shooters and stuff like that. And it was just sad to not see him playing it. But then he's finally coming back, and now I'm starting to watch him again. But dude, I was so sad at first, because I was like, dude, right as I start watching jynxzi, I hear all this hype for so long of him, and I know how good he is. And just now, he stops playing the game. You gotta be kidding me. Right as I start watching him, but luckily he came back, and now I can at least watch him play Siege.
I'm pursuing a career and becoming a full-time Twitch streamer, full-time YouTuber.
By ignoring the industry's biggest titles, jynxzi made his uphill battle even steeper. On a platform already stacked against smaller streamers, he was cutting himself off from the easiest route to visibility and grinding on a game fewer and fewer people seemed to care about.
We stream every day. Most consistent Siege streamer there is. Every single day.
For a year straight, jynxzi streamed Rainbow Six gameplay to an average
Siege is
viewership
such a
of
good
just
game,
5.
and they're really good at not messing it up.
And at
If
times,
you look at Call of Duty, Fortnite, we look at most first-person shooter games, Fortnite changed too much, game's terrible. Call of Duty changed too much, game's terrible. That's why I like Siege. Even though they change stuff here and there, they do good enough to where it's somewhat of a change that it makes it feel slightly different each time. but it's not so overdone. It's nothing stupid. It's what people want. It's not like Call of Duty and them where they're like, let's add airstrikes that are machetes that fall from the air. Let's make the campaign unplayable. Let's use AI to make the campaign. Let's make it where you can't pause the campaign, even though half the people who play the campaign are dads. They're just trying to play a Call of Duty without playing multiplayer against sweats, dude. Like, they don't know what they're doing. At least Siege, their people actually know what they're doing. That's why I honestly really want to move over to grinding Siege or something.
Sometimes it pushed him to the brink.
If I could just get 1 follower a day, I would be happy.
With so few people watching and stagnant growth, he seriously considered walking away from streaming altogether.
My friends, my teachers, guidance counselor just said like, oh, you're wasting your time. You're not.
See, you know what's funny? Is he's saying about walking away from streaming. I walked away from YouTube when I was younger because when I was streaming, I was trying to do YouTube. My videos weren't very good. I stopped. I tried to start up another YouTube channel and I kind of just quit before I even really posted many videos. It was because I didn't like gaming that much back then. I still, like, here and there don't like certain types of gaming. And I'm just not the best at posting videos of it. But then I started my new YouTube channel and I started doing videos of snakes and nature and stuff. And still trying to do some of the gaming I do like. And it did really well once I started doing stuff I liked. And I'm hoping to actually start editing these videos and make them nice for you guys.
Not gonna be a streamer. That's a pipe dream. It's not realistic. That too.
As exhausting as it was, he kept streaming, day after day, doing what he
Sad
genuinely
I'm
enjoyed,
doing
holding
like
on to the
this.
belief that maybe one day it would pay off.
5 viewers. He's grinding. He's on the grind.
As he got better at the game, the Siege community began to tune in. Slowly, 5 average viewers turned into 15. 15 became 50.
You guys are freaking crazy, bro.
And by June, his Twitch following had jumped from just 300 to over 3,000 followers.
Bro, we're at 993 viewers. Can we hit 1,000 viewers, bro?
But in the summer of 2021, he hit a wall, 1,500 average viewers. The reach of Rainbow Six had hit its limit.
Oh my God.
Despite being one of the most popular players in the space, and even having a personal charm in the game, no one outside of the Rainbow community cared enough to tune into the streams. For almost an entire year, jynxzi sat there, at 1,500 viewers, making enough money to not have a job, but not enough to really live a life. Until one day, he woke up to thousands of new followers. He was confused at first, then checked TikTok. Someone had screen recorded his stream from the day prior and uploaded a short clip to TikTok. It was of him opening alpha packs in Rainbow, getting the same annoying rubber ducky charm 3 times in a row.
I remember
And this clip exploded on TikTok, raking in over 17 million views that day.
How many do you guys have?
When he started up stream later that day, that ceiling finally moved. Thousands poured in, and jynxzi's stream peaked at over 4,000 live viewers. It had been almost 4 years since he started streaming, and jynxzi had finally moved up a rung on Twitch's endless ladder.
5,000 viewers already. That is a jynxzi channel record.
But what no one could have guessed was how quickly he'd shoot towards the top from here. That viral clip was the light bulb moment. If one random highlight could pull thousands to his stream, what would happen if he started posting them himself? So he ramped up the content machine, launching new accounts on TikTok and YouTube, cutting together his rages, his highlights, his crash outs. And he wasn't the only one. Every day, dozens of accounts were pumping out jynxzi's reactions, funneling even more viewers straight to his streams.
We had 10,000 viewers!
By January of 2023, jynxzi had cleared over 500,000 followers on Twitch, then 750,000 in March, and just weeks later came the milestone every streamer dreams of. 1 million followers on Twitch.
Wow.
I did it. I'm calling my dad.
And it didn't stop there. Just
is
days
that
later, the sub
background
counter
noise?
rocketed past giants like xqc and Kai Cenat. jynxzi, streaming Rainbow Six Siege, was the number
Yeah.
one subscribed streamer on Twitch.
Yeah, he's the #1 most sub person on Twitch right now. Yeah, which is crazy, by the way.
I haven't gotten to watch him yet, but his TikTok
This
seemed pretty
season of
Oh, yeah,
Fortnite
he's
was so
hilarious.
good, bro.
By September, jynxzi was averaging over 60,000 viewers, and at the 2023 Streamer Awards, he was crowned both the best gamer and breakout streamer of the year.
Because the biggest streamer in the world right now is a guy named jynxzi. And for a full year, he streamed on Twitch to an average viewership of
2 viewers. Wow. A full year. He gained 270 followers, though. That's a good bet. So he was at least gaining followers quite well at the time. Yeah. That's crazy, bro. The dedication he had at the time.
It literally just started as a idea and a dream and a goal.
Yeah, he's streaming like 7-8 hours a day for 5 people. Man.
November 2019, 5 viewers. Every great thing that you will ever achieve is brick by brick, day by day, night by night. December 2019, 5 viewers. It started off 5 years ago. 5! I'm pursuing a career and becoming a full-time Twitch streamer and YouTuber. January 2020, 5 viewers. The amount of mother that'll tell you that you can't do something because they can't imagine themselves doing something. If you have a dream, you have to protect that dream every single day when you wake up, bro.
It is true though. A lot of people do not believe. Like nowadays, there's a lot of people that believe in gaming, but any grown up or anyone past 25, I feel like if you ever say about it, they just think you're stupid or act like you're stupid. I'm like, dude. I mean, it's as simple as just streaming. If I keep consistency every day after school or after my job and it works out, you know how easy, like once it works out, I know it's not an easy job, but it's much better than having to work something like construction or something. And I hate when people act like you're stupid for saying it. It's like, dude, if I can do this as a side job, I would love to, because I love entertaining people. I love talking to people. I love all that. So being able to stream the people, I will pin the dedication for people to see my stuff.
You cannot lose if you just don't give up. Literally, bro, the only way to lose is to give up.
My hair keeps poking me in my damn eye.
The crazy thing is why this all worked in the first place. A generation ago, streamers lived and died by the games they played. If the game popped, so did they. But if it faded, their careers went with it. jynxzi flipped that script. Siege was already on life support when he started, so his growth was never tied to the popularity of the game. The climb took longer, but it built a foundation that wouldn't crack when trends move on.
If you're the top guy on any stream, you are dealing with all of the bullshit.
However, success often comes at a cost. In just a few months, he went from a random kid on Twitch to the internet's main character, and that meant his personal life wasn't really his anymore. Relationships, drama. Suddenly, it was all being dissected by millions of strangers. What was once private became part of the content machine, whether he wanted it to or not. And even inside Siege, not everyone was happy with jynxzi. Some of the OG players hated the new wave that he brought with him. They said his streams made the game less serious, that the culture was more about entertainment than strategy, the exact energy that revives.
That's what's scary to me, is just how many people would actually know me and how people would react to certain things. That's the only part that scares me at all about live streaming, but I know I can put a lot of dedication into it once I really get into it.
Siege also made jynxzi a target within the game's most
scared
dedicated
about
community.
what
but
people
that's
can
the trade-off
do.
of internet fame. You work so hard to get everything you ever wanted, only to realize it comes with everything you never asked for.
I've been thinking about making this video for a very long time. I am retiring. I'm no longer going to be streaming, posting YouTube videos, posting TikToks. I feel like I lost all my love for it and passion.
I'm dead serious. This made me cry.
For it, and now it's like I just don't even want to stream anymore. So, thank you to all my supporters, and this is goodbye.
And for jynxzi, the only way through was the same way he started. Keep pushing.
Part-time jynxzi is gone. Starting tomorrow, I'm streaming every night, 7 p.m. to 12 p.m. I'm back.
It's so funny because I really did actually start crying. I was really, I teared up. I'm like, no. And then wham, I was like,
back
okay.
on my 5
and
hours.
then he made a hard
Let's get it. Let's
come
go.
back.
Click the sub button. Click the like button, and let's do this for our mama and our little brother too.
He built his whole career on consistency, on showing up no matter what, and now that mindset was the only thing holding it all together. He began branching out, pushing his content far beyond the walls of Rainbow Six Siege. jynxzi hosted online dating shows, opened fan mail live on camera, and began IRL streaming with some of the biggest names on Twitch.
What the f*** you do? You're f***ing crushing
Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
This was actually the time period that I myself first became a fan of jynxzi. In early 2024, those clips of mukbangs with queso and cooking with sketch started flooding my TikTok feed.
Was that pot rusty, or trying to find out what the metal taste is there?
And
Dude,
I'll
at this
admit, I
time,
can't stand the
their clips
cringy,
were
over-the-top screaming
insanely
reactions by
famous,
streamers.
man.
Except for this.
So.
That's actually pretty funny. Anyways, this was the first time that
How does he do that? I don't think I can move my legs that well. Hold on. Yeah, there's no chance. Wham! I don't know how the hell someone can do that. How?
saw jynxzi be more of himself and less of an internet character. These clips, especially the sketch, were hysterical and created trends far
I see how
outside
you
of the
can do
gaming
it, but dude,
community.
it's hard.
You're gonna need a frisbee to cover those pepperoni nipples.
These streams took jynxzi to an all-new high, averaging nearly 100,000 viewers per
that
stream and
caught
peaking
me
at
off guard.
229,525 concurrent viewers. For perspective, Twitch as a whole maintains an average of 2.6 million active users at any given time, meaning jynxzi alone had 10% of the entire platform watching his stream. To jynxzi, this made it infinitely clear. His fans were watching for him, and no matter what he streamed, they'd be there. The mental barrier of streaming for performance was gone. jynxzi really just streamed whatever he wanted to. He still streamed Rainbow, but there was constantly new additions, some that even go all the way back to the beginning of this journey.
How long have you been streaming, honestly?
Yeah,
when did you start?
I've never even said this, but like I was streaming when I was a freshman in high school. I was streaming when I was 15. So I've streamed on 3 different accounts. I started off streaming Clash Royale.
Earlier this year, jynxzi hopped back onto the Clash Royale grind, streaming more and more of the content he used to stream to just an audience of 5. But this time, it wasn't the task of performing that was fueling the grind. The same game that lit the spark of his competitive drive was surging again in popularity, and it would be easy to chalk that up to timing or coincidence if the numbers weren't there. In June, 8 out of the 10 uploads on jynxzi's channel were Clash Royale, with the game's player count jumping over 8.4 million in that exact same month. Whether he'll admit it or not, the moment he came back, the game itself seemed to wake up too. And not just Clash Royale. Overnight, a surge of 800,000 players jumped back into Clash of Clans, like it was almost a brand new release, and we were right there with them.
You know what's funny? I have not played Clash Royale in a long time. It was literally probably a period of like, I would say 5.5 months. And then jynxzi started playing it. Even though I didn't really want to watch him play it, I started grinding Clash Royale because of him. Just seeing him, like I saw like small clips of him here and there. I was like, dude, I gotta play it.
But behind every stream, behind all the numbers and the noise, is the life that keeps him grounded.
You live with your parents, right?
Yeah, I live with like my mom, my brother, my cousin.
He still
Off
lives
camera,
there
it's
at
not
the
about
time,
winning
he
or
still
losing in a
does.
video game. It's about family and the quiet moments that never make the highlight reel. A steady
Dude, my dad, if I was to scream like him, he would come in my room and be like, that computer's got out the window. He wouldn't be that angry. He'd be really pissed, obviously, but he'd be like, you need to stop screaming. Like, he wouldn't unplug my PC or anything like that, but he'd be really pissed.
support system that's been there from the very beginning, reminding him who he is at the end of the day.
To me, family's all you really have in life. Like, you can have like money or fame or whatever.
That's what he's saying right here. This is what I've been wanting to do. Main reason I started streaming stuff, not only because it's easier than working a job and stuff, and I honestly feel like I have a big passion and love for it. So if I do start getting more views, which I already have a lot of people on my YouTube channel, and I really want to start editing and trying my hardest every day. But I want to be able to get famous off this, because this is the only way I think this is a good way to make money without having to have you guys pay me constantly. Like, I don't want to work, like, obviously don't want to work a job, and streaming's like a dream career, or doing YouTube videos. And I'm not sitting here like trying to ask for money, because I know YouTube can pay me. If I got famous enough, I'm turning off all type of gifting so I can earn money from it. And I really want to get money just to give the family, because I think that'd be so fun to be able to be rich enough to give my mom $10,000 and help her no matter what situation she's in. I've always wanted to do that. That's one of my dreams, is to be able to get rich off what I like doing and give money to my family.
But at the end of the day, all that really matters is like the people you truly care about. So like, I have my whole life to go off and live by myself. I may as well spend as much time with my mom and dad while I can.
The success may look larger than life, but at its core, it's held together by simple, real-life anchors that fame can't touch. In today's world, it's almost routine to watch creators blow up overnight, only to lose pieces of themselves along the way. The fame, the number, the pressure, it changes people. But jynxzi never let those pieces slip away. He held onto them tightly. The laughter, the humility, the roots that shaped him. And more than anything, he kept close the relationship that mattered the most. His dad.
I've
His dad's so
nothing
cool.
but like the highest thanks to my dad. When I was like 17 years old and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, my dad was the person who told me to just go for it, and he said, you'd be good at it.
There's jynxzi, there he is. See him, chat right there. There's Junko.
I created my Twitch account.
You know what's so nice is my dad really, he's the one who has helped fund me for a lot of my streaming stuff, and same with my mom. So I feel like now that they've helped me so much with it and believe in me, I can't fail. Like
in 2019, I had one viewer for an entire year. That one viewer was my dad. He was in every stream, always hyping me up, and he never stopped believing in me. When you have somebody in your corner that's your dad and they believe in you from the jump, what else do you need?
Call to my dad.
Yo.
Dad, I just hit 1 million.
Now I'm watching.
Oh, you're in?
Yeah. I'm so happy I can't feel my arms.
I can't even feel my arms.
I think the story that is jynxzi is far from over, but in its own way, it's come full circle. From the late nights of streaming to a few viewers, to teachers saying he would never make it, to now living the exact way he's always dreamt of, he's always been one thing: himself. And yeah, the sacrifices were real, but if you asked him today whether he'd do it all over again, I don't even think there'd be a pause. The answer would be simple.
Well, that's the end of it, you guys. Subscribe to this dude, please, man. He's amazing at making these videos. They're all perfect. And also subscribe to me. Help out a small YouTuber.